a lot of, obviously, there's inevitably going to be a lot of hypocrisy. We're only looking at him because he's royal. The cameras are only there because he's royal. But the baggage that comes with that now is just insurmountable, I think.
Well, it comes as a shock to me that it's full of compliments for the king. The build-up's not been perfect. Yesterday he was heckled by a member of the public about getting the police to investigate his brother Andrew.
I'm getting round the corner.
I've been pressurised. The police is not investigating Andrew.
Yep. Well, let's talk about the film itself. Is it a good watch? Writer and critic Julia Raeside has watched it already. Julia, good morning.
Good morning, hi.
So what is it all about, first of all? What is it conveying? What's the purpose?
It is. I mean, ostensibly, it's a very long. I'm just going to keep saying this because I don't know who the target audience is for this. It's a very long, sort of like hour and a half kind of trawl, I suppose, through archive of his, very earnest and well-meaning speeches about the environment. It kind of wants to highlight the King's track record as a passionate campaigner for the environment. It does do that. It talks about his projects at Dumfries House in Scotland, projects in India, Afghanistan. It is, a sweeping documentary highlighting how hard he's tried to do good for the environment. But obviously, the timing it couldn't be worse. It just couldn't be worse.
In terms of, I suppose, why the king has to do... I mean, it's PR at its finest, surely.
I mean, it is. It's an hour and a half of the King's, sort of friends in environmental endeavours saying how great he is and how hard he's tried to push this agenda, with the limited power he has. But it's obviously, as we've heard, the press conferences are getting heckled by people. He's walking around royal properties, which I personally, before this scandal with his brother, had never heard of. So he talks about Royal Lodge and how it was his grandmother's house and he grew up in the garden, learning about nature. And obviously all you're thinking now with Royal Lodges, oh, Royal Lodge, that's where Andrew's just moved out of. It's impossible using archive footage of family and stuff to get away from the context of this documentary, which is it's a man, with a huge amount of privilege and vast amounts of land. Some of that land he's using for good. Currently, 25,000 tonnes of rubbish sits on Duchy of Lancaster land near Wigan, and the Duchy of Lancaster is saying it's not their problem, and the council have to deal with it. There's a lot of, obviously there's inevitably going to be a lot of hypocrisy. We're only looking at him because he's royal. The cameras are only there because he's royal. But the baggage that comes with that now is just insurmountable, I think.
Yeah. So is it a good watch?
It's not for me.
That'll do, Julia.
But honestly, I feel dreadful for the people who've made it. Like the people who've made it have great credentials in making documentaries that try to change things about the way we look at the environment. The programme is, as you expect, is a flawlessly made thing, but it is very long. I can't imagine anyone being radicalised into thinking about the environment by this who isn't already a big fan of the King. There is no, there's a preaching to the choir thing here, because this is not an hour and a half of him sort of looking a bit sad and tired and saying, well, I've tried, is not going to make the next generation of environmental campaigners leap to action. I just don't know who this is for, apart from the King.
Well, there we are. Julia, thank you very much. Maybe he'll enjoy watching it with some popcorn this evening. Good to speak to you. That is Julia Raeside, who has already seen the King's programme. By the King, for the King, about the King.
Quite a few people getting in touch saying that the figures are wrong, that there are only 200 asylum hotels in this country. Just to let you know, those figures come from the government themselves. They say there are less than 200 asylum accommodation hotels remaining right now. At a peak, there was 400 under the previous Conservative government.
Across the UK, on DAB digital radio, online and on your smart speaker. This is Times Radio, the voice of the Times.
Hello, good morning. It is 8 o'clock. This is Chloe Tilley and Calum MacDonald with Times Radio Breakfast.
Good morning. The headlines. Labour's former Deputy Leader Harriet Harman says Keir Starmer looks weak, naive and gullible for his handling of the Lord Mandelson scandal. And key talks between US and Iranian officials are taking place in Oman to try to reach a deal over Tehran's nuclear weapons programme and see off a potential American military strike.
Ahead, why Al-Qaeda haven't gone away and in fact have more members than ever. And does classical music need to be cool? We'll hear about the new chart to orchestrate opinion.
It's Friday the 6th of February.